We all know that, of course, we can use the Cricut Mug Press to do mugs. But did you know that you can use the mug press to do a tumbler like this? I'm about to show you how to do it step by step. If you don't have the funds to buy a heat press, a tumbler heat press, this is the way to go. If you don't want to do it in the oven and keep wasting hundreds and hundreds of dollars in case you mess up in the oven, because we know the oven is not 100% guaranteed, I'm going to show you how to do this tumbler with this Cricut Mug Press. Stay tuned. Welcome. Okay, let's get this party started. To do a tumbler on a Cricut Mug Press, you're going to need this, of course. You're going to need this cardboard. The reason why you need this cardboard is because it's meant for the Cricut Mug Press, so you need something to hold and feel that boom. You see? Because if I don't do that, the heat won't distribute evenly. You see that, all that wiggle? Of course, we're gonna need some heat tape. I got a heat glove. We need our image. Always mirror your image. And some scissors to cut the heat tape and cut the image. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with the image. I'm gonna cut. This is tapered. This is a tapered. I usually do straight, but I have found some tapered ones on sale. So we're gonna use this tapered one. And with the tapered, that means it's slight. It's a slight cut. Now, we're gonna always cut excess off because sometimes during sublimation, the end of the printer can have ink on it. So if you ever did a shirt and found out you had ink residue, some black ink residue or something around the image and where it came from, sometimes it lingers around here. So since I'm doing a mug and I want to make sure the image is completely wrapped around the tumbler, I said mug, I'm sorry, tumbler, I'm going to always leave a little white space in case we need to completely measure some more. So I left it like that. I'm gonna put this to the side. I'm gonna move this back so you can see exactly what I'm doing. So now we're gonna start the wrapping process. I even it out. As you can see, I'm lining it up. And I'm going to also, and you wanna pull a tug so it can be tight around the cup. You don't want any ghosting. So you just hold on to it for dear life. Make sure it's tight. See? If it was ghosting, you see that? It has a little, so you want to keep, just so it won't ghost. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you want to make sure it doesn't ghost. Also, we're going to look and see where the image stops. I have a little bit left over. I would like to use that side and then put this side on. So with that being said, I'm going to cut this just a little bit more, as much as I can without trying to cut off an image. I'm going to cut that excess off, and we're going to go again. We're going to go wrap, and we're going to make sure, I might have did this too big, but we're going to do trial and error right here. We're all learning today. So it ends up there perfectly, but down here it doesn't. So what we need to do is we're just gonna cut off this excess. I'm gonna make sure it's cut off. Fatty. Okay. We're gonna try it one more time. I hope it works this time. It looks like it's a little bit better. I just don't want nobody's face cut off or anything like that. So I am going to start taping, and then we're gonna cut from there. So I see at the top if it's perfect, and I'm gonna start at the top. You see I'm still tugging because I wanna make sure I get that tight feel. And so you can always do a little overlap. It'll look like a little border. That is fine. It's no issue with that. So because this tape is raggedy, I'm gonna cut that little end piece off, and we're gonna start with a fresh piece. So I'm gonna hold on as tight as I can again, and I'm gonna go right there, and I hope it's still tight. And what I like to do is I like to do a wrap. If you can see, I'm going all the way around, and I'm going to tape as tight as I can, because guess what? You see that excess? It's gonna lean over. So I'm going around, and I'm going around, and you see that? We're gonna make sure that it's gonna be taped right on. So I'm gonna go like that, and I'm gonna take this tape and do a double secure. And you see how tight it is now? This is just the top. We have a long way to go. So this is just my method. I don't want any ghosting. Especially if you're selling these, you don't have time to keep spending money on new tumblers. And tumblers are freaking expensive, dude. People don't understand, and they be wanting stuff for free. Tumblers are freaking expensive. Not including the sublimation paper and the sublimation ink. So you want to make sure you do it right the first time. It's better to be safe than sorry. So I'm going to tab this right here. And I really want the bottom picture to stand out the most. So I'm going to always try to keep that bottom picture going. So now I'm going to start at the bottom, because that's how I work. And I fold over what I think is excess. And I think that's going to be excess, because I'm going as tight as I can. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of overlap, but you don't want, you know. I'm trying to see where this lady face ends. Okay, and we're back. So I did each section the same way. I did the bottom first, and I went to the middle. Now, I do believe in heavy taping. You don't have to go over the top. I've seen people put like just the whole tumbler wrapped in tape. That's ridiculous. You just want to make sure that the image is on this cup and it's secure, so it won't be any type of ghosting. First of all, I do would like to say as well, my favorite heat tape is, of course, the Cricut heat tape. But I ran out during the last tumbler, so I went to what I had left, and it's this. I love the Cricut heat tape because of the width, the thickness, and the security and tackiness of the heat tape. It is awesome. I'm never scared that it'll have leftover brown residue like some of these heat tapes, because sometimes it's a hit or miss. It's a hit or miss with these. So that is just something I would like to say. I'm going to turn on that heat press so it can start warming up. So we have everything tightly wrapped. You don't have to go over the top, just make sure it's tightly wrapped. You see no gaps. Bottom, no gaps. No gaps whatsoever. Okay. It doesn't have to be perfect, as long as it's nice, you know? Don't worry, don't fret about it being perfect. Like this. It's nice. Doesn't have to be perfect. So That's one of them. So now we're gonna pull this to the front. It's gonna take a minute to heat up, so I will come back when it heats up. So now it's fully on because that green light is on for go. So remember what I told you, we're going to put, I'm gonna start face up. So what I do, so for my lining, I try to even it out right here so I can know where I need to rotate it back. So I'm going to try to curve this cardboard in here. Excuse me, guys, forgive me a little bit. I should have did this before the video, but I didn't. I'm going to make sure that cardboard is a plain piece of cardboard. Do not get anything with any ink on it. I don't want to take any chances. I don't want you to come back to me saying I did something. So now we're going to clamp it down. And so for the first go round, it's going to tell you when it's done, when it hits the first beeps. This is a little trick of mine. I don't know if you can see it. I'm going, since this is right here, I'm going to mark it right here. You know why? We're going to have to do a rotation, and I'll show you that in a minute. So, the light went off. In case the light gets off, that's why you need a second phone. You get your time. Hold on one second. We're going to go to my timer. A few seconds won't hurt. I'm going to go to my timer, and we're going to stop at 1:30. That's when it stops. So I will come back before it hits 1:30. Okay, so now we're back. We're about 5 seconds away from 1:30. So what I'm going to always do first is I'm going to stop this because we're at 1:30 now. And I'm going to rotate it. So you see right here? So that piece of lining of tape should be directly like 1/4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, kind of like a clock. You can, the cardboard can go down as much because remember this is tapered, so it's slanted. So you want as much heat going to the middle. So now we're gonna press it down again. And we're gonna do this 1, 2, 3 more times. So once we get right back here, I will be back. Okay, so now we're going on the last rodeo. I'm gonna stop it, reset it, and now we're back around here. So for the last, you're back around here because you see that little mark I made. So for the last time, we're gonna do 45 seconds, not 1 minute and 30 seconds, just 45 seconds. I'm gonna clamp on this and I'm gonna hit start. Okay, 45 seconds is up. I actually went over 2 seconds, no big deal. I'm going to now lift this out. You can tell that it's imprinted on the cup because you see how here you don't see the image, but down here you can see the image. Andy Griffin, by the way, one of my favorite shows to watch. I'm gonna lift this up. It's a little hot. So now the point of doing the mark is to know where to have it stuck at. So because the mark is right here, we're just gonna go a little bit down. It's a little hot, even with the heat glove on, so be careful, you guys. So we're gonna go down. You see, just a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my cardboard right here. Oh, it fell. Hold on, y'all. Trial and error. I'm trying to do a lot. So I'm gonna put my cardboard right here. I'm gonna cling on to it, and then we're gonna go down. And now we're gonna still do the 1:30, and then we're gonna rotate the same way. Okay, so now we're like 3 seconds away from 1:30. Well, and so now we're back in rotation. So because it's the top and it's tapered, this is what I do. I'm going to lift this back up. I'm going to put this all the way down. And then I'm going to tuck this in here for pressure. So it's at the mark. You see the mark? I'm going to tuck this all the way down so that middle can get pressure. And then I'm going to slightly turn the middle this way. And I'm going to clamp down on it. And I'm going to hit reset and start. And we're going to do this for a whole hour and 30 minutes this time. Not the 40 minutes for the first time. But because we're in the middle and we're finalizing the tumbler. The tumbler is almost done. You want to do that for a whole 130. So while that is cooking, we're going to start cutting the tape right here. I like to have sneak peeks of everything to make sure everything is going accordingly. So while that is cooking, this is where we did our seam. So let's see how it turned out. If I can get all this tape off, I'm telling y'all, I'm gonna go stock up. I'm gonna go Joann's. Joann's always has a great sale on Cricut items, and I'm gonna stock up on this Cricut tape. You know what else is a good tape? But I'm just gonna stick with my Cricut. I'll tell y'all later if y'all inbox me. I'll tell y'all another tape. It's name brand too, but oh, see that color? That came out perfect. I'm so excited. That color came out perfect. I don't know let me see if I can cut this off a little bit to see. Yeah, that color came out perfecto. So now 130 is done. I'm gonna pull it out, and then I'm going to show you the results. I'm gonna unwrap it, and I'll be right back. Changed my mind. Y'all gonna be right here with me doing this. I'm a little nervous because, you know, sometimes that's because I'm like, oh, now I'm on camera. It's not, oh, it came out perfect, y'all. Yep. Perfecto. So this is for one of my Etsy customers, and I'm pretty sure she's going to be happy to get this because it came out so good. So good. Let me try to get a piece of this tape. Y'all, I am excited. At first I was like, no, I'm gonna do it behind the scenes. I'm like, nope. They're gonna watch it with me. They're gonna be right here because I try to be as honest as I can. So all I gotta do is take this off, and I'll be right back. Okay, all the tape is off. So this is the Andy Griffin Show tumbler. It's just, I love it. So always like, subscribe to my channel. I have a Facebook, The Applewoods. It's for clothing and fashion. I make custom clothes as well. I have an Etsy page. My Etsy shop is called The Applewoods. I have a TikTok, Applewoods88. You guys show me some support, like, subscribe, and comment below on your thoughts, what you didn't like, or ways that I can improve these videos. I'm just starting. I hope you guys have a great day, and thank you for watching my YouTube channel.